The Galactic Council Station Auralon floated quietly above the blue gas giant of Zyphron. The massive structure shone under the light of the nearby star. Ships from many worlds hovered in the docking bay, their colors bright and strange. The station was alive with council members, ambassadors, and envoys from dozens of star systems. Everyone spoke in a mixture of sounds and gestures, trying to communicate across species. The humans arrived in their sleek silver ships, moving calmly through the traffic. The crew inside knew they carried an important message. Adam Carter, the human lead negotiator, stood at the observation deck window. He watched the other council ships dock and the small alien crafts dart around like fish in water. He had short brown hair and a steady gaze. Beside him, Lisa Ward, the military advisor, checked the instruments on her tablet. She had trained for years for situations like this. Her hands were steady, but her mind was alert. Do you think they will listen this time? Adam asked quietly. Lisa shook her head. They have ignored us before, but we must try. The galaxy depends on it. The human delegation entered the main council chamber. It was vast, taller than any building on Earth. The walls shimmered with holograms of different planets and their leaders. Strange beings filled the chamber. Some had tentacles, others had wings, and some had smooth bodies that glowed faintly. All eyes turned to the humans as they walked in. Adam raised his voice so that all could hear. Members of the council, we have come to speak one last time. Humanity has warned you for months about a danger at the edge of your space. We have submitted all reports, all evidence, all predictions. Yet you continue to ignore us. An elder with green skin and 3 eyes, called Raylan, leaned forward. Human Adam Carter, we appreciate your concern, but your warnings seem exaggerated. Your species tends to overstate threats. The galaxy is calm. We do not see the danger you claim. Adam nodded calmly. We understand that you see calm, but we have studied the signs. There's a machine swarm moving toward inhabited worlds. It destroys everything in its path. Small colonies, mining stations, entire systems. We have documented this for 10 years. It is real, and it is coming. Another council member, a floating orb named Thrixa, pulsed with light. It made sounds that translated roughly to words. Humans always talk about threats and wars. Are you sure this is not exaggeration? Lisa spoke now, her voice firm. We are certain. Every year we observe its movement. Every year it grows. It will not stop. Your worlds will be next if you do not act. The chamber was silent. Whispers traveled through the alien council. Some members moved their limbs nervously. Some did not move at all. Adam and Lisa waited. Then Elder Raylan spoke again. Humanity has always been bold. We respect your courage, but the council believes your fears are exaggerated. We will not change our course based on your warnings alone. Adam looked around the chamber slowly. Then we must leave. Humanity will withdraw from these talks. We cannot waste more time while the council ignores the truth. We will return to Sol and prepare for what is coming. The galaxy will face this threat, with or without help. A murmur spread across the council. Some seemed shocked. Others were angry. One alien, with silver skin and long arms, floated above the floor. Are you bluffing, human? It asked. Adam shook his head. We are not bluffing. We will leave immediately. The humans turned and walked out. Their delegation left the chamber in silence. No one cheered. No one tried to stop them. Outside the chamber, ships waited in the docking bays. Human pilots boarded with efficiency and calm. Lisa watched the alien council from the window. She noticed some members whispering rapidly. She knew they were not used to humans acting with such certainty. Adam's voice was low, almost to himself. They will realize soon enough. Lisa glanced at him. They may realize too late. The human fleet moved smoothly out of the station. Lights blinked as the ships left, creating trails in the dark space. The council members looked on. Some still believed it was a bluff. Some felt unease. The human ships were faster than most council vessels, and their technology was subtle but powerful. They left without a single word or battle. Back on Earth, the news of the withdrawal reached human leaders and citizens quickly. On large screens, people saw the council's chambers, their alien faces full of doubt. In meeting rooms, governors and scientists discussed the future. Some were worried that without the Council's help, humanity would face the swarm alone. Others were proud that humanity acted decisively. Adam and Lisa returned to their offices aboard the flagship Horizon. The ship was quiet, filled with humming computers and blinking panels. Maps of the galaxy lit the walls. They studied the edge systems, noting movements and signals. Every dot represented a colony, a world, or a station. Every dot mattered. Lisa tapped the map. We cannot stay in peace mode. We have to plan for defense. If the Council ignores this, we will protect humanity ourselves first, then others if we can. Adam nodded. We prepare quietly. The Council thinks they know what they are doing. We will let them learn the hard way. But we will not wait for disaster to strike. Days passed. Humans traveled back to Sol. Along the way, scouts and probes sent back reports of strange signals, of objects moving at incredible speeds. The humans recorded everything. Scientists worked in shifts, studying patterns, predicting paths. Military officers tested strategies and technologies. The air aboard the ships was tense but focused. No panic existed, only calm purpose. Meanwhile, on Aralon, Council members argued among themselves. Some were angry at human defiance. Some were curious. A few quietly checked the human reports for themselves. Whispers spread like fire. Young researcher Mira Velen read a file the humans had left behind. She noticed something troubling in the data. Her eyes widened as she examined each detail. She had not believed humans could be so precise. Suddenly, doubt crept into the Council chamber. But Elder Raylan waved it away. Humans always warn and exaggerate. They will return when they need allies. We will not panic over their claims. Mira frowned but kept silent. She knew the truth was different. She could not ignore the patterns, the signals, the destruction reported. But no one would listen yet. Humans had left, taking their knowledge with them. The Council had dismissed their warnings, and the galaxy remained calm on the surface. Adam and Lisa landed on Earth. The planet was busy with ships returning from other missions. Humans moved with purpose, rebuilding defenses, upgrading fleets, preparing strategies. Adam walked through the halls of the Defense Council, greeting officers quietly. No celebrations marked their return. The task ahead was serious. Lisa watched a star map projected in the room. They do not see it yet. The Council will regret ignoring us. But we have time, just enough to prepare. Adam nodded. We will not fail. Humanity acts not for pride, but for survival. And when the time comes, they will see the cost of their mistake. Outside, the sky of Earth was clear, dotted with ships returning from orbit. Humans moved efficiently, quietly, preparing for what most of the galaxy still refused to acknowledge. The fleet was ready, the minds were sharp, and the hearts were steady. The warning had been given. Now it was time to act. The first part of the galaxy's great story was ending. Humans had withdrawn from peace talks, leaving the Council unaware of the danger they faced. The calm before the storm had begun. Humanity was ready, and the galaxy would soon realize the wisdom of their decisions. Adam and Lisa stood in the command room, watching blinking lights. The universe stretched in every direction. Every star, every planet, every system could be affected. Humans would face the coming storm with courage. The Galactic Council had made a choice. Humans had made theirs. The consequences would soon follow. And in that quiet moment, among maps and charts and blinking lights, humanity's resolve was clear. They would not bend to arrogance. They would not ignore the truth, and they would act when no one else would. The first part of their story had ended, but the greater test had only just begun. Weeks passed after humanity withdrew from the Galactic Council talks. The council chambers on Aralon were quiet but tense. The alien members whispered among themselves, discussing the humans' decision. Many dismissed it, thinking humans always acted with pride. Some, however, could not ignore the warnings left behind. Young researcher Mira Velen was one of those few. She had spent days studying the files humans had submitted, going through charts, recordings, and signals. Every detail pointed to something terrible. Mira sat at her console, her fingers moving quickly over holographic screens. Numbers, star maps, and trajectories filled the room. She leaned closer, trying to understand the movement of the swarm the humans had warned about. The machine swarm was unlike anything the Council had faced before. It was not alive in the way they understood life. It was a collection of machines, connected, intelligent, and deadly. Whole systems could be wiped out in hours. She turned to Elder Joran Talon, her mentor. "Look at this," she said. "The humans were right. The swarm is real. It is moving faster than we predicted. If we do not act, entire systems will be destroyed before we even understand the threat." Joran frowned. He was an older alien with grayish skin and eyes that reflected light like mirrors. He had been part of the Council for decades. "Mira, these are humans' calculations. They always exaggerate. Their fear drives them to see threats everywhere. Perhaps it is not as dangerous as they claim." Mira shook her head. "No, I have cross-checked their data with our own observations. The swarm moves strategically, avoiding natural obstacles, targeting colonies. It is learning. It is growing. They are not exaggerating. We ignored them at our own risk." Joran looked at her silently. He wanted to believe her but found it difficult. Council members often dismissed human warnings as a necessary alarm. Yet something in Mira's eyes made him pause. Meanwhile, on the edge of Council space, human scouts detected strange movements. Small machines scouted ahead, scanning planets and systems. The fleet monitoring these movements reported every detail back to Sol. Lisa Ward and Adam Carter reviewed the reports carefully. They saw the patterns. The swarm was growing in both numbers and intelligence. Each passing day made it more dangerous. Adam spoke to Lisa in the command room aboard the Horizon. "They will not listen until it is too late. But we cannot wait. We have to prepare. Our defenses must be ready for anything." Lisa nodded. "We cannot save the galaxy alone, but we can save humanity first. And if the Council still refuses to act, we will do what must be done." Back on Arlon, Council members began to notice small changes. Mining stations on the outskirts had gone silent. Colonies that had sent regular signals no longer responded. Rumors spread quickly. Whispers turned to debates. Elder Raylan still insisted humans were exaggerating, but others, like Mira, began to speak louder. "We cannot ignore this any longer," Mira said at a council meeting. "We must study the humans' files carefully. Their warnings are not lies. We may be too late already for some systems." Some council members laughed. "Humans always think they know better," one said. "We will act when necessary. They are not in charge here." Mira clenched her fists but stayed calm. She knew time was short. She worked late into the nights, reviewing every bit of human data. Each system marked as destroyed by the swarm filled her with dread. She traced the swarm's path. Planets, colonies, stations gone. The speed at which they destroyed everything was terrifying. Back on Earth, Adam and Lisa continued their preparations. Engineers repaired ships, scientists worked on new defenses, and the fleet practiced maneuvers. Humanity's own colonies at the edge of Council space sent reports of strange signals. Unknown objects moving faster than light. Some ships had been attacked. No humans had died, but the swarm's presence was now visible. Adam held a meeting with his advisors. "We must assume the worst," he said. "The Council will not help us. We prepare to defend humanity first. Then, if possible, we save others. We cannot wait for recognition or thanks," Lisa added. "We also need to keep watching. The swarm is smart. It adapts quickly. Every mistake we make can cost lives." On Arlon, Mira found the first undeniable proof. A small observation post at the edge of Council space had been destroyed. Debris floated in space. Sensors showed no life signs. The machines moved fast, leaving nothing behind. She presented the findings to Joran. "This is the evidence we cannot ignore. Humans were correct. The Council underestimated this threat." Joran studied the data in silence. Finally, he spoke. "If this is true, then humanity has been right all along. We may have ignored them at great cost." The realization spread slowly. Other council members began reviewing human files in secret. The machine swarm's speed and efficiency were undeniable. The council had ignored the warnings for months, and now the signs of destruction were clear. Meanwhile, humanity's scouts reported new attacks. Small colonies in neutral space were gone. Messages from the colonies had been cut off suddenly. Adam and Lisa discussed each report carefully. "They are moving faster than expected," Lisa said. "The swarm is growing, learning, adapting." Adam nodded. "We prepare for the day they reach Council space. Until then, we watch and wait. But we will not hesitate when the time comes." On Aralon, Council chambers were filled with tension. Mira presented a detailed map showing the swarm's path. "Look at the pattern," she said. "They are targeting populated worlds first. Every system destroyed was chosen carefully. Humanity predicted this. We ignored it at our own peril." Some council members whispered among themselves. Fear was beginning to show. The council had always considered humans as bold but often reckless. Now, boldness appeared as wisdom, and the council had dismissed it. The first signs of regret appeared in faces that were not used to admitting mistakes. Elder Raylan still resisted. "We will wait. Humans exaggerate. We are not powerless. The swarm may not even exist as they describe." Mira turned to him, her voice steady but urgent. "Raylan, we have debris, sensors, destroyed colonies. The swarm exists. It is real. We have ignored it at great cost already." Raylan looked away. He wanted to believe her, but the evidence was undeniable. More council members quietly accessed human files. They saw the years of research, the precise predictions, the analysis of swarm behavior. They realized the humans had been right, and their dismissal had been dangerous on Earth. Adam and Lisa continued preparations. Fleets were ready, defensive grids strengthened, and weapon systems upgraded. Humanity would act, even if the Council refused. Every system, every star, every planet that could be defended was mapped and secured. Engineers tested weapons, officers planned maneuvers, and scientists worked around the clock. Humans were ready. The Council, still hesitant, was unprepared. Mira sent urgent messages to other Council members. "We need to contact humans. We cannot fight this alone. If humanity is willing, we must ask for help now." Some members hesitated. Pride and fear clashed. Others, however, saw no choice. Humanity had been right for months, and now the evidence was clear. Ignoring humans further could cost countless lives. Back at the human flagship, Lisa and Adam reviewed reports from Mira's attempts to communicate. "They are beginning to realize," Lisa said. "Some council members understand the truth. It may not be enough yet, but it is a start." Adam nodded. "They will act too late unless we continue our preparations. We cannot rely on their timing. Humans must lead, as we always do." The machine swarm's shadow grew closer. Each day, new reports of destruction arrived. Human scouts marked each movement, predicting the next attack. Humanity's fleets trained relentlessly, ready for every scenario. Every officer, scientist, and soldier understood the gravity of the threat. Mira could not rest. She spent nights alone, studying maps and human files. Her young face was tired, but her eyes burned with determination. She had seen the future the humans predicted. She would not let her council ignore it any longer. She had to act, and she had to act fast. The first undeniable attack on council space was still days away, but the tension was rising. Humans were prepared, the council was starting to see their mistake, and the swarm was approaching. The galaxy's balance was shifting. The calm before the storm was over, and the world had only begun to feel the consequences of ignoring human warnings. Adam looked at the galactic map in the command room, the dots representing systems and colonies, and spoke softly to Lisa. "They will understand soon enough. Humanity warned them. We will act when it is time. Until then, we prepare, we watch, and we wait." Lisa nodded, her eyes fixed on the same map. "The galaxy does not know it yet, but we have already begun to protect it. The Council will learn the cost of ignoring us, and we will be ready." And so, humanity worked silently, steadily, preparing for the coming storm. The Council, once arrogant and dismissive, began to awaken to the truth. The machine swarm advanced, unstoppable and precise, and the stage was set for the galaxy to see that humans had been right all along. The galaxy was quiet, but the calm was deceptive. On the edge of Council space, the machine swarm moved swiftly. Its path was precise, calculated, and deadly. Human scouts had been tracking its movement for months. Now, reports showed that it had reached a small Council world, one of the outermost colonies. The colony was unprepared, its defenses weak. Humans watched quietly from afar, their fleets in position, ready if needed. But waiting for the Council to recognize the threat, Adam Carter stood on the bridge of the flagship horizon. He watched the holoscreen showing the swarm approaching the colony. Beside him, Lisa Ward's eyes scanned the data, every movement, every signal. Every anomaly was noted. Humans had prepared for this. The Council had not. "They are faster than predicted," Lisa said. "The Council will not handle this well." Adam nodded. "We warned them. Now we watch. Their arrogance is about to cost them." On Arlon, Council members received the first reports. Panic rippled through the chamber. Alarms sounded. Red lights flashed, and members shouted, "Elder." Raylan's face, pale green in the emergency lights, showed his fear. He had dismissed human warnings for months, believing that humanity exaggerated. Now, his beliefs were shattered. "The colony, it is under attack," Raylan exclaimed. "How is this possible?" Miravellan stood nearby, calm but tense. "The humans were correct," she said. "The swarm is real, and it is attacking. We ignored their warnings, and now the consequences begin." Other Council members murmured in fear. Some tried to organize fleets, but confusion reigned. Orders were shouted and repeated, but coordination failed. Ships moved slowly, communication lines jammed by the swarm's interference. Humanity had predicted this. The Council had not dipped back on the horizon. Adam watched the screens. He saw small explosions, colonies being destroyed, ships falling one by one. He said nothing. Lisa's hands moved quickly over her controls, noting the Council's failures. Humans had studied this enemy for years. They knew how fast, how strategic, and how deadly the swarm was. The Council had ignored all this knowledge. "They are panicking," Lisa said. "They do not know what to do." Adam nodded. "We warned them. Now they learn too late. We will not intervene yet. We observe and prepare for our actions when the time comes." The first attack was brutal. The Council world, with thousands of inhabitants, was overwhelmed in hours. Entire cities disappeared in moments. Ships defending the planet were destroyed with ease. The survivors fled in small pods, but many were lost. The Council members watched, helplessly from Arlon. Realizing the swarm was not just a threat, it was unstoppable without proper strategy. Mira's eyes were wide. She had seen the humans' predictions come true. Every detail matched their calculations. "We cannot fight this alone," she whispered. "We need humans now." Raylan shook his head. "It is too late. We failed by ignoring them." Back on Earth, Adam and Lisa continued monitoring. They had expected this. The Council had no chance without human insight. Humanity's preparations were precise. Defensive grids, fleet coordination, and advanced tactics were ready. The galaxy had underestimated humans. And now the cost was clear. Messages from the Council reached humanity, desperate and pleading. They wanted help, guidance, any strategy to stop the swarm. Adam read the messages in silence. Some Council members begged for assistance. Others tried to give orders to fleets already in disarray. The Council's arrogance had led to chaos. "They want help now," Lisa said. "After months of ignoring us, they finally see the truth." Adam did not answer immediately. He studied the map. He saw the pattern of destruction, the strategic path of the swarm, and the Council's failed attempts at resistance. Humans could act, but they would not act out of pity or obligation. They would act to save lives and to correct the mistakes of the Council. "We will wait a little longer," Adam said finally. "We cannot rush. The Council must learn the cost of their arrogance. Then we act decisively." The Council world's destruction continued. Debris floated in orbit. Survivors scrambled on the surface, trying to escape the relentless machines. Ships that had attempted to fight were destroyed or disabled. The Council's fleets were uncoordinated, moving without direction. Humans observed silently, recording every failure. Mira tried to coordinate defenses from Auralon. She sent orders, monitored fleets, and attempted to guide ships. But her authority was limited. Council members argued, ignoring her advice. Ships collided, floundered, and were destroyed. Every human prediction of their mistakes proved accurate. "We cannot hold them," Mira said quietly. "We are too late." Raylan closed his eyes. He had dismissed humans for months. He had thought their warnings unnecessary. Now, the cost was clear. The swarm would not stop without proper planning, intelligence, and preparation, the very things humanity had mastered on Earth. Adam and Lisa continued their calm preparations. Their own colonies at the edge of Council space reported further movements. The swarm's path was strategic, deliberate, and terrifying. Humanity had anticipated this. Building defenses, training fleets, and preparing strategies, every detail had been calculated. The Council had none of this. "They are learning to slowly," Lisa said. "The Council will not survive without help," Adam nodded. "And we will help, but on our terms. We act when necessary. We save what can be saved. The Council must understand our methods are correct." The first attack ended with near total destruction of the Outer Council colony. Survivors were scattered, fleeing in pods, and damaged ships. Council leaders on Auralon attempted to regroup, but their fleets were broken. Communications were sporadic, and the swarm continued its advance. Mira continued to plead for action, but Raylan and other elders resisted. Pride and fear clashed with logic and evidence. Humans had been right, and now it was too late for the Council to ignore the consequences. Adam studied every report from the horizon. He saw the Council's struggle, their mistakes, and their panic. He understood their fear, but he did not sympathize. Humanity had warned them. Humanity had prepared while the Council hesitated. Humans had the advantage. "Prepare for the next wave," Adam said to Lisa. "We will not intervene yet. The Council must learn." Lisa nodded, her eyes focused on the holographic map. "Every failure is a lesson. They will not ignore us again. When we act, they will follow precisely." The swarm moved closer to inner systems, leaving devastation behind. Signals from destroyed colonies were gone. Fleets that attempted to fight were annihilated. The Council's inability to coordinate became painfully clear. Humans had anticipated every movement, every tactic, and every mistake. The first attack was only the beginning, but it proved humanity's foresight and the Council's negligence. Mira continued to monitor from Auralon. She watched as our Council struggled to respond. Helpless against the swarm's precision, she sent desperate messages to human fleets, hoping they might act soon. Humans, however, observed silently, understanding that the Council must recognize its mistakes fully before receiving help. On Earth, Adam and Lisa prepared the horizon and other human fleets for the inevitable escalation. Simulations ran continuously. Weapons systems were calibrated. Officers trained relentlessly. Humanity had faced many threats, but this was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. The swarm was intelligent, fast, and deadly, but humanity was ready. Adam stood in the command room, looking at the galaxy map. Every dot marked a system, every movement tracked. He spoke quietly to Lisa. "The Council will survive only if they finally accept the truth. The humans warned them. Now they see the cost. The next phase begins when the time is right." Lisa nodded. "We wait. We observe. We prepare. The swarm will not stop, and the Council cannot survive without our guidance. When we act, it will be decisive, and we will save as many as possible." The first attack was over. The Council had failed. Destruction had shown them the consequences of ignoring humanity's warnings. Humans remained calm, prepared, and ready. The galaxy had seen the first taste of the swarm's power, and the Council now understood the reality of the threat. Yet the swarm advanced. The stage was set for humanity to take action. The Council had learned its lesson too late, and the galaxy would soon see why humans had been right from the start. Adam and Lisa watched, prepared for the coming battles, knowing the future depended on their wisdom, courage, and readiness. The first attack was only the beginning, but humanity's foresight and planning had proven superior. The Council's arrogance and hesitation had nearly cost countless lives. and the galaxy's path would be forever changed by human action.